Good morning, everyone. I'm NBC 10's Keith Jones.
I'm Erin Coleman. We are tracking Hurricane Erin as it passes offshore along the East Coast. There is a first alert in effect for the Jersey Shore and the Delaware beaches until midnight tonight. Let's give you a live look at our camera on top of the Hard Rock Hotel in Atlantic City. Look at that. You can't really tell from that shot, but we can tell you this, the surf is rough. We're going to have a live report down the shore in just a moment. But first, got to get in meteorologist Bill Henley.
Look at all the white water there, by the way. That
Yeah.
kind of shows you just
That
how turbulent it is out there in the water, Bill.
It's going to get worse as we go into the afternoon, and that's going to lead us to another threat. We just got the latest information on the latest update on Hurricane Erin into the First Alert Weather Center, and it's still a Category 2 storm, but this storm has weakened slightly. It's still a powerful hurricane and a massive hurricane. The winds in that storm, the maximum sustained winds are now at 100 miles an hour. So it has weakened slightly, but it's still solidly in the Category 2 storm category. Now, the winds, 18 miles an hour. That's moving at 18 miles an hour. It's moving to the north-northeast. So it started to make the turn that's going to take it away from our area. But right now, it's still pushing closer to our area. Those maximum sustained winds, those 100-mile-an-hour winds, right by the center of the storm. Heavy rainfall all offshore. What we are seeing is lots of clouds, a few light showers. Not going to see anything heavy, but those showers are on the move because we are getting gusty winds. Already 37-mile-an-hour wind gusts at the marina, topping 30 miles an hour at the airport in Atlantic City and Wildwood. They're now up to 33 miles an hour. The concern is those winds top 40 miles an hour in multiple locations, possibly up to 50 miles an hour. This is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They may back off a little bit this evening, but that's just as we're going into a high tide, and that's what's going to bring a flood threat to the Jersey Shore and Delaware, too. Until midnight tonight, we've issued a first alert for the coastal New Jersey and Delaware communities. You see highlighted in red. Flooding moderate is likely. We could see some spots experience major flooding. The wind gusts this afternoon, 40 to 50 miles an hour. The seas, 7 to 12 feet. That hasn't changed. We're still on track for that. And the dangerous rip currents that we've experienced all week continue today and likely into the weekend, too. We'll talk more about that when I come back in just a few minutes. Keith?
Bill, thanks. Our coverage continues now of Hurricane Erin's impacts on our shoreline. NBC 10 Jersey Shore Bureau reporter Ted Greenberg live in Holgate this morning.
And Ted, you're already seeing some flooding in that area. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'll talk about that in just a second, Keith and Erin. Not anything serious with the flooding that we saw this morning, but as you just heard from Bill, that was just a taste of what's expected to come tonight. I'm at Holgate, in Holgate, at the very southern end of Long Beach Island, and you can see there is an audience here, an audience to check out this display of nature. We've got raging waves. They are crashing onto the shoreline here. Very, very rough surf. Definitely not a day to be at the beach. You can see that they are hitting this steel wall as well, which is actually here to help prevent beach erosion. It was put in a few years ago. There is some erosion over here. As you can understand, there's a lot of energy coming from these waves. But to be honest with you, I've seen far worse erosion at this very same spot. So right now, the beaches seem to be in pretty good shape. As you mentioned, I did see some minor coastal flooding during this morning's high tide here on Long Beach Island, and some very full back bays in the Ventnor and Atlantic City area. There was some water in the streets in Branton Beach, but and other parts of Long Beach Township, but no significant problems getting around. It is very windy. There was a pole that I saw that got snapped in half. Atlantic City Electric investigating if that had anything to do with the wind, but I mean, it has been very, very windy all morning long, and there was an outage, 3,000 or so customers knocked out here on LBI, including some businesses that really don't want to be without power during the summer season. And I've been talking with some of the folks out here, just taking a look at the scenery, again, this big show, and one couple that's been vacationing here on Long Beach Island for almost 30 years in the summertime. They said that they have never, ever seen anything like this in the summer. That's because we're so used to coastal storms often that happen in the off season, from nor'easters, things like that. And as Bill was telling us, there is that potential for significant coastal flooding later on tonight. So all those people who are vacationing here, as we've been telling you and reiterating, good idea to find out if you are in a flood-prone area and make sure you get your car out of there before the water starts coming up again tonight. Live in Holgate, I'm Ted Greenberg, NBC 10 News.
It's great advice right there, Ted, too. And I think for some perspective, this is practically low tide, right? Low tide's about 12:30. High tide, again, is
That's
what,
right.
6:50, 7 o'clock, right?
Yes, between 7 and 9, depending on where you are along the shore. And remember, that often when we're talking about the high tide times, that's on the ocean. It's usually 1 or 2 hours later on the back bay. But yeah, high tide was several hours ago. Now we're approaching low tide, and you can see just how high the water is. I mean, here it is. It's coming right up across the beach, and it's only a few feet away from the dunes.
Wow. All right. We're going to see you again in our next half hour. Check back in with you. Ted Greenberg reporting live down there at the shore. We've got a live blog on NBC10.com and the free NBC 10 app where you can see all of our stories on Hurricane Erin's path and its impacts on your neighborhood. You can also send us photos and videos of what you're seeing. Do it safely by using the Submit a Tip section.